Okay, so, imagine this. You're on the highway, right? Sun's out, tunes are blasting, maybe even using that fancy lane assist feature. Feeling good. But then, bam, someone hacks your car.
Yeah, it's not something people typically think about. We're used to worrying about our phones and laptops being hacked, but our cars, that's new territory.
Totally. And it's not so far-fetched anymore, is it? I mean, today's cars are practically computers on wheels, right?
Absolutely. The modern car has, get this, 70 to 100 onboard computers. Think about that for a second.
70 to 100. Wow. That's more computing power than, the Apollo missions,
Yeah,
probably.
it's mind-blowing. And all those computers. Millions of lines of code. It's incredible, but it also creates a whole new world of cybersecurity risks.
Right, because with all that connectivity, with all that tech packed into our cars, there are just so many more ways for things to go wrong, for hackers to find a way in.
Exactly. And the more connected our cars become, the more attractive they become as targets. Just think about the amount of personal data our cars collect: our location, driving habits, maybe even our phone contacts if we connect via Bluetooth. It's a gold mine for someone with bad intentions.
And the scariest part, it's not just about stealing data anymore. We're talking about potentially taking control of critical car systems, brakes, steering, acceleration.
Precisely. We saw a glimpse of this back in 2015, remember? Those researchers who remotely hijacked a Jeep Cherokee, they were able to disable the brakes, mess with the transmission, even control the steering wheel.
I remember that. It was all over the news. A real wake-up call, for sure. And it showed just how vulnerable these systems can be.
And the thing is, it's not just one vulnerability we have to worry about. It's the entire ecosystem of the connected car. You've got your CPUs, your GPUs, telematics units, all these different components talking to each other.
Not to mention connections to external networks, the cloud, all of that. It's like trying to secure a house with 1,000 windows.
1,000 windows, each with its own lock, and some of those locks are probably pretty flimsy.
Exactly. So where do we go from here? How do we even begin to tackle this challenge? What are the car companies doing?
Well, the good news is they're starting to take it more seriously. There's a growing emphasis on secure by design.
Secure by design. Oh, okay. I've heard that term tossed around, but what does it actually mean?
It means building security into the vehicle from the ground up, rather than trying to bolt it on as an afterthought. So things like using more secure coding practices, doing rigorous testing to identify vulnerabilities early in the development process.
So it's like instead of just building a house and then worrying about security later, you're designing the house itself to be more resistant to break-ins.
Exactly. And it's not just about design either. New technologies are emerging that can help. One that I find particularly interesting is the use of generative AI for threat monitoring.
AI. That seems like something straight out of Minority Report. How does that even work?
Well, imagine an AI system that's constantly learning, constantly analyzing data from millions of vehicles. It learns what normal car behavior looks like, and then it can spot anomalies, things that look suspicious, in real time.
So it's like having a super-powered security guard constantly on the lookout for anything out of the ordinary.
Exactly. And because it's AI, it can learn and adapt much faster than traditional security systems. But it's not just up to the car companies, right? We, the drivers, we have a role to play too.
Absolutely. What can we do on our end to be more proactive about this?
One of the simplest things you can do is keep your car's software updated. Just like with your phone or computer, those updates often include important security patches. And please, I can't stress this enough, avoid messing with your car's software. Don't try to jailbreak it or anything like that.
Right, because even though it might seem appealing to unlock some hidden features, you're essentially disabling security measures and making your car more vulnerable.
Exactly. It's like leaving the doors unlocked and the windows open. You're just asking for trouble.
So it sounds like we're at a crucial juncture here. Connected cars offer incredible possibilities, but we need to be smart about security. What are your final thoughts on all of this?
I'm optimistic, cautiously optimistic. I think we can enjoy the benefits of connected cars without sacrificing security. But it's going to take a concerted effort from everyone involved, the car companies, the tech companies, and us, the drivers.
Absolutely. It's a shared responsibility. We can't just bury our heads in the sand and assume it won't happen to us, because the reality is, as we become more reliant on technology, these threats are only going to become more sophisticated. So to our listeners out there, we want to hear from you. How do you feel about the security of connected cars? Are you concerned, or do you feel like the benefits outweigh the risks? Let us know your thoughts, because this is a conversation that's only going to become more important in the years to come.